Hey guys, Mr. Osborne again. Hey, I was just going through the IXL assignment again, and I noticed that the problems get more difficult as you go, as you get to the higher level of points. And so I just wanted to kind of go over an example here where it's a little bit different than your usual example. So in this example, you've got your two equations, but what's different this time is that the first equation is not in slope-intercept form. And I came across one a minute ago which had both of the equations not in slope-intercept form. So what I'm going to do is go over how do we go about doing this. What do I do? Well, if we remember from our last unit, we need to put this back into slope-intercept form, right? Because this is still a line. We just need to get it in the right form of equation so that we can graph it properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm pull my notes over here on the side here so that you guys can see me do notes at the same time. Now, let's convert this equation into slope-intercept form first. Okay, so as we remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, we'll just write that there for reference. Okay, our equation is x minus 3y equals negative 6. Now, a lot of mistakes I always see with you guys is you forget the signs. Please remember and be careful to be intentional about writing those signs correctly, okay? Take your time. Okay, I'm going to choose a different color here for my first step. Now, what I want to do is I want to isolate y, or get y by itself, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is get x away from this side, or take away x. And it's positive, so I'm going to subtract it. If I subtract it from that side, then obviously, right, we subtract it from this side. Okay? So these go away. And then let's write our next step. So now I have negative 3y equals negative 6 minus x. Okay, we're still not quite there yet, right? Because we still have this negative 3 over here. So now I need to divide by that negative 3 and get rid of it. And it becomes 1. But if I do it here, I need to do it to everything else. Not just the 6, not just the x, but both. So divide this by negative 3 and this by negative 3. Okay? So one thing you'll also notice here is that I've got a negative over a negative and a negative over a negative. A negative and a negative make what, guys? A positive. Alright? So I know that these are both going to be positive. So I'm going to go ahead and write my y down here. And 6 over 3 is 2. X over 3 is just 1/3 times x. And just to make sure it's in slope-intercept form and make it easy for us to read, I'm going to rearrange it and make it like this. Okay? So there's our equation. Now I've got two equations in slope-intercept form. So let me go ahead and write the other equation that we have, this one over here. And go ahead and write it right next to it. So let me. Okay, so the first one's in green, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that in green. Just so we can remember, hey, that's the one that's green. And then the second one, it's more like purple, but I'm going to let it choose blue. So let's write the second one, which is y equals 4x. And I'll tell you why I'm writing these over here in a second. Okay. So let's go ahead and graph them. Okay. So go back over here, and if you watch the last video, you'll understand how to graph it. If you don't know how to graph it, watch the last video that I just made. I posted right there on the Google Classroom assignment. Okay, this first one, the y-intercept is at 2, so click 2. Sorry for the background noise. When the computer starts to heat up, the fan goes and starts to make this buzzing noise, so forgive me for the noise. Okay, so we graphed it our y-intercept at 2, and then our slope is 1 over 3, so I'm going to go up 1 over 3, there's our first line. And our second line. Now remember, I'm going to click the button down there to make sure so that I can start graphing the next one. y-intercept is at -1. And our slope is 4, rise, run 3. So I'm going to go up 4 and over 3. And boom, look, there's our point of intersection. Now, here's what some of you guys are going to worry about. You're going to say, man, Mr. Osborne, I just did all that work, and, you know, let's say you had to convert 2 equations and do more work, and you're going to have to enter this answer down here, and you don't want to get it wrong because you're like, oh, if I get it wrong, I go backwards, I have to do it again, and that's more time I have to spend on this. So, what can we do to make sure we don't get it wrong? Well, let's check. Let's enter this number, 3, 3, back into our equation. Okay? So, let's plug it into the first one. Okay, so the first one, let me go ahead and do it in green, is y equals 1/3 times x. So let's plug in the 3. Right there. And then plus 2. Okay, so 1/3 times 3 is just 1. Plus 2 is 3. Is that right? Yep. Alright. So let's check the second one. Because it's got to be true for both of them. Okay? The second one is 4/3 times 3. Okay, I'm plugging it back here. And minus 1. So now, remember, we can act like this is a fraction and then multiply across. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3. So 12 over 3. Minus 1. And 12 over 3 is 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. Hallelujah. It is 3. So that must mean that our answer, I can be rest assured, is 3. And let's check it. Look at that. It's a great job. Okay? So that's how we do those. Alright, guys? Have any more questions, just send me a message. Alright, bye.